News 25 is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-9900 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson.
Tonight, a suspected drunk driver causes an accident on the south side.
And Valley Electric Association talks about the upcoming annual meeting. News 25 starts now.
You're watching KPVM News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell and Eunette Gentry. News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
Traffic is blocked during an accident investigation. It's Tuesday, April 2nd. I'm Deanna O'Donnell.
And I'm Eunette Gentry.
Police investigate a possible drunk driving accident. One person was transported from a three-vehicle accident this morning on Hafen Ranch Road, just north of Thousand Air Boulevard. The Nye County Sheriff's Office auxiliary units blocked traffic in all directions while the investigation was conducted by NCSO deputies. Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue arrived on scene to attend to the injured party. All others declined to be transported at the time of the collision. News 25 was told by a witness on scene that the driver of the red vehicle allegedly admitted that he had been drinking. In fact, he had had 2 shots of alcohol and 2 beers before driving. Officers have ordered a blood analysis test to determine if the driver was under the influence at the time of the collision.
State Route 160 construction blasting resumes tomorrow, Wednesday, April 3rd at 11:45 a.m. through Mountain Springs in Clark County. Motorists can expect up to 2-hour travel delays, although it will likely take less time than that because crews will work to reopen the highway as quickly as possible.
And charter schools are all the rage, with several thousand of students on waiting lists for charter schools across Nevada and a number of proven charter operators seeking to open their doors in Nevada communities. Some have put Nevada's charter schools in their crosshairs. Assembly Education Committee Chair Tyrone Thompson and some of his colleagues have proposed sweeping legislation to halt any new charter schools from establishing in Nevada. According to a scientific poll of Nevadans published by Nevada Action earlier this month, 71% of all Nevadans, including 73% of Hispanics and 66% of African Americans, favor public charter schools. 22% of all Nevadans opposed. Charter schools are tuition-free public schools open to any student. Today, more than 50,000 Nevada elementary and secondary students attend charter schools located across the state. More than half of Nevada charter schools earn 4- or 5-star ratings, the highest scores on Nevada School Performance Framework. Nearly 75% earned at least a 3-star rating.
And Ken Johnson from the Valley Electric Association Members for Change group addresses some statements recently made by the interim CEO of Valley Electric Association concerning the group's petition to recall the board members of the co-op.
We, as in conformity with the bylaws, notified the Secretary of the Corporation, Mr. David Hall, that the petition group was in possession of over 1,000 signatures, which meets the 5% standard to request a special meeting of the members. We cited the bylaws, asked for guidance on what this process would be. We assumed that we'll need to validate the signatures to make sure they're all members in good standing, there's no duplicates, that kind of thing. Radio silence all week. 5 o'clock at the end of the day, my wife and I called Mr. Peck to say, do you know anything about this? And he said, oh yeah, this is what the deal is, which is problematic because, number one, he was not copied on the email. It was only went to the board members. So they obviously received it. 2, had discussions internally with at least the CEO, and basically nothing. And to date, they have still not responded to me in writing, the secretary or any of the board members related to this. So we were a little bit animated, let's say. So we got the petitions together, went down Monday morning at 8 o'clock. A group of the committee was there, about 13, 14 people, and asked Mr. Peck, when are we going to validate these signatures so we can send the meeting notice out, which the deadline to do that, according to the bylaws, would have been Tuesday afternoon. And And he said, well, we're not checking these over. We're just going to, we don't believe that you're correct in your assertions and blah, blah, blah. So then they traipse the attorney out, and the attorney tells us, we've got to look into interpreting the bylaw. But what the lawyers are agonizing about and what the board is trying to discredit is a single sentence out of the bylaws. And the highlighted section says a special meeting can be called by 5% of the members. Doesn't say how you prove that there's 5%. But then it says it's the duty of the secretary to cause notice of that meeting. We could file a suit and ask for a remedy of a different meeting date. Because it is the default of the board. We also believe that they've waived their right to challenge the signatures, because in the bylaws, it doesn't say what form that has to take. It just says signatures of the members. So the fact that we've got 5% that say we want a meeting, and it says it's the duty of the secretary to cause notice, they don't get the right to just ignore that. We don't trust them with the information. What are they going to do with it? And many of the members are fearful of retribution and retaliation by employees, by the management staff, or their business. So they don't want us to hand those over. And we made, a commitment that we wouldn't unless we absolutely had to, as it got to the point of recalling the directors themselves.
Well, the Valley Electric Association annual meeting is happening soon. Interim CEO Richard Peck tells us about the schedule of events. Just yesterday, a special meeting was announced by the board to educate and inform members about the co-op's bylaws. After the group Members for Change is growing in numbers, is calling for a meeting to replace the current board members.
Things as reports are required by all officers of what happened in 2018. And again, those reports were given. One of the more interesting ones is the audit, which will be done tomorrow afternoon, and we will have all that information available at the annual report. We'll also be putting it online, and it'll be in the annual report available also online. So the annual meeting is an opportunity for all the members to come together and visit with their board and hear the reports that will be given about all the activities that occurred in 2018. One of the other things I've made it very interesting this year is for the membership, we're going to have a really good flea market type sale. We're cleaning the warehouse out, and of all the old material and unused items, you have an auction on, and then there's 15 vehicles, 13 actual units, and 2 trailers that can be bid on, and all we ask is you sign up. When you sign up, you'll get a pie plate and bring a letter of credit. So there's an opportunity to take a look at tables, chairs, desks, nuts, bolts, whatever's out in the warehouse. I'm not sure, but there's a whole bunch of stuff we're going to get rid of. And I always really enjoy these type of sales. One of the things that that platform was not well supported by the group. I think it was Tangerine something, a company. And so we made a decision last year, since they couldn't improve their program, literally the TV service is going to be dropped. We have not billed anybody since October for that service, and if by accident somebody did get billed, let me know and we'll make it a credit. The phone services, yeah, the voice over IP is, yes, it's there and available, and we have Wi-Fi and also the fiber. So no, that's staying. We're not going to make any changes other than the price changes that we previously had noted on the 1st of March. And so one of the other things that along the way, we are looking at changes in how we construct new service, and we're going to be getting with the builders and contractors during the month of May to set up a meeting with them. We will be requiring in the future 100% contribution in aided construction. Right now we're about 85%, and so we will be changing that. But before we change, we're going to get the input of the builders and contractors. But if any member out there has better ideas how to run the engine down the track, please let me know. I really appreciate it and look forward to meeting.
All right, stay tuned to News 25. We'll be discussing the proposed shutdown of our U.S. southern border. That and more when we return.
You're watching KPVM News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
Welcome back to News 25. Now here's Angela Miles with today's Business First Brief.
Topping our news, the Trump administration is taking a look at the economic effect of closing the U.S.-Mexico border this week. President Trump tweeted Friday about closing the border or large sections of the border to crack down on illegal crossings. The U.S. government is opening 2 new investigations into fires involving foreign cars. Hyundai and Kia vehicles are the focus of the investigations. There have been reports of more than 3,000 fires and 103 injuries. One of the most exciting IPOs of the year is already skidding. Shares of Lyft stalled out during Monday's trading session. Some early investors are selling the stock. The taxi app company debuted on the New York Stock Exchange Friday. General Motors happens to be among the largest investors. GM invested $500 million in Lyft in 2016 and holds a nearly 19% stake in the rideshare company.
Thanks, Angela. Well, Governor Steve Sisolak signed 2 proclamations on Wednesday, March 20th at the opening ceremony for the 2019 Veterans and Military Day. The executive order established the Nevada Veteran Peer Mentor Group, a voluntary program for state employees to help the veteran co-workers by providing mentorship, development, and networking opportunities. Sisolak proclaimed the week of March 17th to the 23rd Women's Military History Week and March 29th Vietnam War Veterans Day.
And initial claims for unemployment insurance benefits fell to just more than 9,200 in February. That's down nearly 5.5% relative to last February's reading. This month's reading is the 15th consecutive year-over-year decline in initial claims activity, going back to December 2017 and the lowest February reading for the initial claims in the Silver State since 1999. And stay tuned. We'll be right back with more local news here at KPVM, where we say that stands for keeping Pahrump and our area viewers in mind.
News 25 is brought to you by Bill and Robin Law, injury attorneys. Injured, need money? Get Bill and Robin, your local Pahrump injury attorneys.
Well, Kristen Swan from the Pahrump Arts Council talks about the fundraisers and that nonprofit's goal of having their own building.
We are really putting our nose to the grindstone and kind of hitting it into overdrive. Looking back at the past to now, the Arts Council has really been pushing to build a performing arts and event center here in Pahrump. We are really hoping to open a dialogue and create conversation with the town to let them know what our vision is and find out what they're looking for. Our goal when we have these events is to put it towards the main building fund to build the Pahrump Performing Arts and Event Center so that we have a place to teach, learn, grow, perform, and display for the arts side. For the event side, to encourage more people to come for tourism, have conventions here, have a large enough venue for classrooms. Also, an inspirational place to have a wedding, reception, a birthday, a celebration, and also to hold all of our future events at. So we're not piecemealing it all over town. We want to partner with disabilities, with occupational therapy, for no to abuse, and also let people know that just because you're retired doesn't mean you can't teach. You have a lot of skills that other people would love to learn or to grow from. So that is what our goal is. We're working at it for you and your families. When your family comes here to visit and they stay at a hotel, you go out and have a lovely meal at one of our restaurants here in town, and then actually there's nothing else to do. And so if we had a Performing Arts and Event Center, we could have on our webpage or in the hotels on your bed when you reserve a room, everything that's going on for that week or that month. We are going at this full circle. We are starting with the building plan, and we have a building proposal in mind. We would love to know what you guys have planned, what you're thinking, and come together with this full circle. We want this for our town. We want this for our town to grow. We deserve this here. We have incredible talent here in Pahrump. We have people that are moving here all the time that have talent. We also have people here that have their own art that they'd like to display. We also need a place to teach. And since the inception of Food Network, We have food, art, and pastry that has exploded. So we would love to have a kitchen there to teach you how to do some food art, pastry, and also be able to help cater events that are going on when you reserve the building.
Wonderful.
Now here's KPVM's very own Darby O'Donnell with a dog that's available currently at our local animal shelter, Desert Haven.
Hi, I'm Darby here at Desert Haven Animal Society, and today we are joined with Shorty. So the reason why we named him Shorty is because he gives a corgi-like-esque to him. He has a really long body, but very short little legs. So Shorty is a wire-haired terrier. He is a nice medium-sized dog. He is mainly white. He does have little bits of beige like on his face and on his ears. He is so cute. Honestly, he has such the sweetest little temperament. He's so relaxed and he loves to cuddle, and I just love him so much. You should come down and see him and all of his friends here at Desert Haven Animal Society. They're on Syria Lane behind the Nye County Courthouse. You can give them a call at 775-751-7020. You can check them out at deserthavenas.org or go onto their Facebook page at Desert Haven Animal Society.
All right, and speaking of furries, if you don't know what a furry is, it's not the dog that we just saw there at Desert Haven. Furry is actually a group of people. The furries are having a huge convention in northern Nevada next month. The biggest little fur con will be held in Reno May 16th through the 19th. We got with a local who makes costumes for the fandom.
I do indeed. I am a freelance artist, so I do everything from drawings, paintings, sculpture, plush, costume. A little bit of everything. I tend to think of myself as a jack of all trades, skilled in all but master of none. The definition is a fan of anthropomorphic animals. The act of anthropomorphizing something is to provide human qualities to something that does not otherwise have it. So characters like Bugs Bunny, Mickey Mouse, those would technically be anthropomorphic characters. It's a hobby just like anything else. I think my personal favorite would probably have to be Telephone. She is the creator of the Dutch Angel Dragons, which is the species of the character I created as well. BLFC, which is short for Biggest Little Fur Con, that takes place in Reno, Nevada at the Grand Sierra Resort. It is absolutely phenomenal and fun. There's artwork everywhere, people in costume. The community is super welcoming and just supportive of everybody else. It's fantastic. There's art booths where artists are selling their own original work. Sometimes you can pay them to draw your character. Some have merchandise that you can buy. There are all kinds of panels and events for education, games, fun stuff. There's dance parties, there's pool parties, there's costume parties, there's interviews with more famous furries in the community. There's a little bit of everything, and it's just wholesome and fun. I currently only have one suit, but I do have a couple others in the near future that are planned. Other than that, I myself have created over 50 characters that are 100% original in design. There are two general kinds of full suits that are seen. There is plantigrade, which is where the legs are just straight and normal, like people legs, and then there are digigrade, which give that animalistic bend, kind of like a zigzag in your legs. It completes the illusion and really makes you transform into something else. They can reach me many different ways. I'm on just about every social media that exists. On Facebook, my underscore is the Nefertiti. It shows up as Art by Nefertiti. That is the cursor name of my primary character and my online moniker who represents me. An online moniker is basically like an identity. It is what other people who've never seen your people face or anything about you, they don't know your name, but they recognize the character. Mickey Mouse is the moniker of Disney. When you see Mickey Mouse, immediately your brain goes, oh, that's Disney.
Those costumes are amazing. I really think there should be a competition. And speaking of competitions, if you would like to compete locally in our upcoming Miss Pahrump pageant, Veronica De La Rosa is reporting on that and more from Pahrump Valley High School in today's Student News.
Hi, I'm Veronica De La Rosa, and this is your Student News. Jostens, the jewelry company, is coming tomorrow, Wednesday, April 3rd. It will be selling their class jewelry during lunch here at the cafeteria. Please swing on by to buy your class jewelry. The Miss Pahrump pageant will be held Saturday, June 15th at Saddle West. 13 through 18-year-old females can enter to compete. For more information, call 775-727-4374 or contact them off of their Facebook page. The clothing closet, open during school hours all year long, has clothes, shoes, and accessories for prom, coming up May 4th at Mountain Falls. Please bring your school ID on April 13th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. to get your prom attire in the main building at Pahrump Valley High School. This has been Veronica De La Rosa, your student.
News 46 Weather Cam is brought to you by Glenn Lerner Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
All right, time to take a look outside at those breezy conditions. Our Glenn Lerner weather cam is still standing sturdy, but those winds are blowing us away today. And there are scattered clouds, and we have a nice bit of warm breezes. But we'll take a closer look at our forecast after we return.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
All right, today's highs in Las Vegas, 79 degrees, low of 54 tonight. Death Valley, 89 with a low of 60. Amargosa, 75, 47. Beatty, 71, 44. Goldfield saw a high of 61 today with a low of 34 tonight. Tonopah, 56 with a low of 33. Carson City, 53, 34. Fountain, 56, 37. And Fernley, 57 with a low of 36. Currently here in Pahrump, 71 degrees with a UV index of 7, partly cloudy skies, your high of 75, winds out of the south-southwest at 17 miles per hour with humidity at 21%. Sunrise 6:29 in the morning. And clear skies tonight with your low of 48, winds out of the south-southeast at 9 miles per hour, humidity getting up there at 50%, and sunset 7:06. We're looking at our 7-day forecast with just a few clouds coming in on Thursday and Friday. Saturday and Sunday, partly cloudy skies, and Monday and Tuesday the same. Wednesday's high of 76 with your low of 48. Thursday, 73, 53. Friday, 74, 52. And Sunday, a little bit up there at 76, 55. And we're looking at the 80-degree temperatures coming in. I was hoping for a little bit more 70 degrees, but Monday's got a high 80, a low of 57, and Tuesday up there at 83 with a low of 60. I was really hoping to have 70 degrees for a little bit while longer.
Well, 83 is not that bad compared to 103, 113, which it could be soon. Yes, it will be soon.
Not yet. All right, that's going to wrap up this edition of News 25. I'm Deanna.
And I'm Eunette Gentry, and from all of us here at KPVM and Ace Country Radio, thanks so much for joining us tonight, and we will see you again tomorrow.
Good night.
Good night.